Hello everyone, how are you doing? So in this devlog I wanted to talk about the inventory system that I have created and also how I have changed the way that I use the animations for my character. So first let's talk about the inventory system that I've created. So now I have items in the map that I can consume them and then they become inside this inventory system. I can also swap the items by drag and drop, and I have created a hotbar that I can drag the items inside it. My plan is to change this hotbar in a way that when you put items here, the character starts to use them. And also I would like to put some more items here to cover this character. Right now you see that the character is completely nude, so I would like to put some pants on this bad guy. So the way that I've implemented the items is like this. I've created a basic scene that here I put, for example, the name of the item, but this basic scene has a root scene. This root scene is what I download, for example, from internet, and then I've put it in area 3D and a collision shape. So when the user, the player, enters this collision shape, it consumes the item. Right now, as you see, this collision shape is not in its perfect mode. You see it is much bigger than the item itself, but for the beginning it works. And then I have created a base item script. In this base item script, I have some variables, for example, the item name, item category, the area 3D that I have just shown you. For example, you have seen that I have a sphere around the item. I'm talking about this sphere that you see. So whenever you see that a sphere on the ground, you understand that this is an item that you can consume. And also, as you see, the items here are turning around themselves. So they're spinning. These are all happening here inside this script. So this is the function that adds the sphere and also the spinning process. I've just put a rotate Y here inside the process function. And then whenever I create a new item, I just extend the base item script and I have everything. So this was the first part of creating an inventory system, to have an item. And then inside the global script, I have created the inventory and hotbar that are nothing fancy, just two lists, and then I resize them. I have some functionality here that, for example, add item to this list, remove it, something that I didn't show you actually. I can remove the items, so I can, for example, consume them, and if I decided I don't need this anymore, I just drag it outside and it is removed. Right now the removal is just a loss of item, so the item will be lost. I still need to decide if I want to keep it like this or if I want to put it in the world when I remove it. But for now I decided to just keep it like this. So when you remove the item is lost. And I have also implemented some functionalities to swap the items. And this swap happens actually, you see I have here the getArray method, because it really depends what are you dragging and dropping. You can drag and drop between different slots of inventory or between the inventory and the hotbar. So this is the basic for creating later a craft system or just to do all the functionalities that any open world survival game has. For example, consuming some items, finding better tools in order to work better. So you need this basic that, of course, I can improve the graphics, but for now it just worked fine. The other main change that I did is that I have changed the way that the character animation is connected to the character mesh. So before, all of the animations was inside the same file, the same GLB file, but right now I have separated them. So for example, like this, I've managed to add this animation that, for example, right now the character just say hello to you, and I can add more animations without the need to change the GLB file. So I did that by doing this. So I've changed a bit the way that my character was. I've put the animation player outside of the where I put the main character mesh. You see here it's T-pose from Mixamo, I've put the animation player outside, and then here I can put what is the root node for the animation player. So animation player can be everywhere. And then I can easily change this node to whatever I like, whatever mesh I like. So it makes it possible to change the character. And also all of the animations right now are inside different GLB files, as you see here. So only the typos that I've downloaded from Mixamo is with the skin, but all of the other animations are just animations without any skin. They just have the bones. So for example, if I open this, you see that this animation, so it's an animation, it's the waving animation that you see. It doesn't have the skin, it just have the skeleton. So thanks to this skeleton, you can use it to animate your character. And only the typos have the skin that I've downloaded also from Mixamo. The way that it works is that inside the animation player, I click on the animation, I put manage animations, and here I import the library. So all of these animations, the GLB file animations that I've showed you, I can import them here. Of course, you need to perform another change here. You need to open these GLB files as a scene, and then you need to export this animation as what is called a resource file, a res file, and then inside the animation player you can import them. So this is how I have completely detached the animations from the skin. So here I can add whatever animation I like. For example, I was thinking also about falling animation. So when the player is falling, it also should have a different animation rather than just stay on the air as it does right now. You see, it just stays on the air. By the way, if you think you like also some tutorials on how I am making my open world survival game, tell me in the comments. I was thinking maybe it is interesting for some people. Just before finishing the video, I wanted to do a shout out also to people that created these skins on Polypizza. If you remember, at first I was using this skin. Unfortunately, I decided to not use it because the main skin is not in the T pose, it is in the A pose, and it was creating a lot of issue for me. For example, when I wanted to put some animations on it, the hands of the character was entering its body, but however, it helped me a lot to start with. Although I wanted to give a shout out to this guy, and also I wanted to give a shout out to Quaternius. He also has a lot of interesting assets, and right now I'm using some of the assets that he has developed. So you see, it's definitely a lot of assets if you like to use. Right now I am using the shield and the axe from him. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. So the shield that you see in the game is from this guy, Quaternius, and also the axe. Here it is. This is the axe that I am using from Quaternius. So thank you so much, Quaternius. Thank you so much for being with me. If you like the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. It really supports me. And please check my Patreon. I put the source code and all of the assets that I used there.